We're going to take a look at the grammar for Lección 2, the second half of the grammar. In the first section, we talked about conjugating the verb ser, and we talked about how that verb was irregular. So now we're going to learn a second verb, estar, which has a similar meaning of to be when translated to English, but it also does not follow the pattern of AR verbs. We're also going to begin to explore when to use each one because they are not perfect synonyms. So another notation for this is that estar in particular is tricky when you're looking at the yo form because it's estoy. So it's irregular because instead of having that other typical ending, we have the y, which is very atypical. In addition, accents are added to the tú, usted, él, ella, and the vosotros, vosotras, ustedes, ellos, and ellas. It is not accented in the nosotros form. So many times a mistake is made because a student will put the accent on the nosotros form, which is not accurate. So be very careful of that when you're working in portales. The present tense use of estar is related to specific ideals. So estar is used if you're in a location. So estamos en Peru, we are in Peru. So estar would be the proper usage there for a location. Same thing with María está en la biblioteca. Maria is in the library. That's a location. Estar is the appropriate form of to be for a location. It is also for health, so how you feel. It is also for well-being when you're inquiring how somebody else is doing. Ser would be your identity, so your name, your occupation, your origin, and telling time. So one of the things we like to say is that estar is more of a temporary state because where you're located is temporary. How you feel is temporary because it changes in the short term. Whereas estar are things that are long term. You can't really alter your identity. Your occupation happens over the long term, and your origin, again, is a long-term idea. So estar is often used with certain prepositions and adverbs that are used to describe the location of the person or object. So these are some of the vocabulary words that help us give context to location when we use the verb estar. The present tense use of estar, these are just a few sentences that I put together that are similar to what you're going to see in portales. So you should notice that in the first and the second sentence, because this is in the form of él, ella, usted, I have the accent on the A. Same thing in the bottom one, that's our plural form. We have an accent on the A. So this is just showcasing how those accents are used and how we're utilizing estar to show location. So when I'm saying it's next to something, when I'm saying it's on top of something, those are all locations that are going to utilize those prepositions we just saw. And just as a reminder, we could say, estamos lejos de casa, la biblioteca está al lado de la librería. So we can have, we can be talking about buildings and locations of buildings and not just people. And we're able to utilize estar for those same parts.